I, 22F, asked my boyfriend, 41M, about his thoughts on the possibility of having a one-sided open relationship, and he broke up with me. Let me start by saying that our age gap isn't the issue. My boyfriend is the best thing to happen to me in my adult life because of his age, not despite it. Over the 5 years we've been together, I've grown so much as a person thanks, in large part, to his gentle love and overwhelming support and maturity as he was able to guide me through the beginning of adulthood. None of my friends in long-term relationships have anything like what my boyfriend and I have, and they all say they wish they did. Also, he's more attractive and in better shape than all their boyfriends. So if your first reaction to this situation is that some dirty old man is taking advantage of a young naive girl, then you're wrong. Anyways, he is an administrative supervisor at my company. He trained me my first 2 weeks on the job when I first got hired, and we hit it off immediately because we have a lot of things in common. Nothing happened then, but I just couldn't stop thinking about him. So after about a month I stopped by his office after work and asked him out for coffee. 6 months later I moved in with him. That first year was the best time I've ever had in a relationship. We traveled, ate out, went to shows and movies. He taught me so much about life. He would really engage with me and listen to what I had to say. He also wasn't afraid to ask me those really tough questions that made me look at situations from another perspective. He taught me how to stand up for myself, and conflict resolution. The more time we spent together, the more I love him. Then the virus happened. My boyfriend is not perfect. One major problem is he is a micromanager when it comes to work, and a workaholic. As soon as lockdown started, he started working nonstop. Sometimes he would work 14 to 16 hours a day. From the end of April to the second week in June, he worked 36 days straight. He would come home, kiss me, work out, shower, and go to bed, just to get up the next morning and do it all over again. No one asks him to work like that, he just does. He says, I have to be an advocate for our team, and make sure they're in good hands. Due to his work ethic, I got really lonely during this time. I talked to him about it, and he cut back some of his work. He even started doing silly things like ordering cheesy decorations online, then decorating our dining room like a Chinese restaurant, and ordering takeout from our favorite Chinese place so it would feel like we went out. It was fun and nice, but I was still lonely. Around this time, an old friend from high school contacted me through Facebook. We started talking first on a message, then we started texting. He was really there for me, and showed me a lot of attention. After a while he asked if I wanted to meet up for drinks. I said yes. Since my boyfriend wasn't home, I ended up drinking more than I usually do. Before I knew it, we were kissing. I'm not going to lie, it felt really good. I did allow it to go too far, but I only gave him brain and no intimacy was had. I left and went home. I felt awful, not because I did it, but because I did it behind my boyfriend's back. The next day I asked my boyfriend if we could talk. I started out by telling him how lonely I felt for these past few months and how I wanted to ask his thoughts on an open relationship. He was actually really receptive. He sat down with me and asked several questions about our relationship, and how strong did I think it was. He listened as I explained that I loved him but needed attention that he can't provide right now. I wanted him, but I didn't feel like my needs were being met, and this would be an easy and safe way for me to get that attention I've been missing. He asked what brought this on, and I explained about my friend, and how I wasn't interested in a relationship with him, but I would like to go out with him just for some distraction from everything going on. I then also took the time to inform him that this would be a one-sided open relationship. I was not comfortable sharing him with any other woman. However, I explained to him how this is completely different with me. I don't work nearly as much as he does. I am alone a lot more, and need the connection from someone else way more than he does. Since he works all the time, he has no time to even look for partners. After I said all of this, he sat there for several minutes, and that's when I saw the hurt and pain in his eyes. It was until that moment I realized how selfish I had been. It was like someone poured ice water over me. I had not once thought about him in this entire situation, but before I could say a word he said, "You need to leave." I tried to talk more, but he said he was not in a place emotionally to communicate with me effectively, and that I needed to give him space. I just broke down crying. I had messed it all up, and hadn't even realized it till that moment. He left after that and asked me to leave before he got back. About 2 hours later, I got a text from him saying that we need some time apart, and he didn't feel like we needed to be in a relationship right now. That was 2 days ago. I'm at my parents' house now, and I can't eat or sleep. I'm a wreck. I know I'm a dumb idiot and a horrible person, but please, if you have any advice on how to fix this, please help.